love it because I mean, I just love to have a conversation. I don't think we talk enough
I agree.
about these things. We talk about politics, we talk about religion, and we talk about sex all the time, but we disguise it. Like we don't ever say we talk about it. But it's like my book it's when I wrote my book, if it had gotten edited, it'd be great. But it's bringing America together again. And it talks about the fact that it's a book
Yeah.
about, you know, politics and all, money and all the things that we're not supposed to talk about, but we do. So to get to know me, I worked for John Micah because I went back to college after the downsizing of Kaplan University and the for-profit universities when they downsized. I was a director at the time, and being military, my role was to try to get soldiers to have a way to go to school virtually online. Got them to lower the prices, got them to do a lot of things at the university level, but we downsized. So I went back to school, physical campus. I can't do that online stuff. I can sell it. I can't do it. But I went back for public relations and I got my degree. I was looking for an internship. I interned with John Micah for his primary, which he won. He didn't win his general election that year, but he hired me afterwards. But it was an experience where I met David, and I am one to always be open and honest and talk, freely. And David is the same way. And we would have conversations that were intriguing. Ultimately, the podcast, You Can't Make This Shit Up, comes from the fact that every time we had a conversation about a candidate, about anything, we'd end up going, you can't make this shit up. It's amazing. It's amazing how every story comes to the point where
right.
That's the answer. Because look, hey, I'm going to guide you through if I'm going to consult you, I'm going to guide you. I'm not going to give you poor information. I'm going to tell you what's going on. But they always seem to think there's somebody out there that has a magic bullet, and they come to you with the same exact ideas that somebody else, and you can turn to them and say, hey, I know that was so and so that gave you that idea. Like, you really don't need that. And it's funny because David would know the name and I would know the name, and you go, damn, you can't make this shit up. They touch everybody locally.
That is exactly my point when I say the politicians aren't going to save us, is this. There's no magic bullet and there's no substitution for the responsibilities of citizenship. Okay. And the truth is that I think what No Labels is trying to do is have a point of entry into the national political conversation for many, many, many millions of Americans whose only political act is to show up on general election day. They don't vote in the primary, they don't give money, they don't comment online, but they are desperately unhappy about the state of the country, the polarization, and the direction of the politics. But David, tell me about you. I learned a lot about you from your videos, and you're very charming, great on air.
Thank you.
Presence for sure. So is this, my big question for you is I want to hear about you, but I also want to know, like, is there a part of you that wants to be an on-air, media personality? Because I can see it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. To start a little bit about me, I've been in and out of politics for approximately 35 years. And I started I started my career in politics on the southeast side of Chicago.
Okay.
And it was there that I learned that politics is a blood sport. And that has not changed over the years. And I was an intern for state rep, Clem Balinoff is his name, and his family were like my god family. He was my godfather, introducing me to politics. It was when Harold Washington was the mayor of Chicago, and the Verdoliak family was the dominant family on the southeast side of Chicago in the 10th Ward. And it was an education. And from there, I was in and out of politics, worked on the Senator Carol Moseley Braun's campaign, Lieutenant Governor Neil Hartigan, running for governor at that time, and many other campaigns. And throughout life, growing up as an adult, having a family, living in the northwest suburbs of Chicago, I was working with the state of Illinois, and I helped lead a group of managers and supervisors to become unionized in the state of Illinois. And to this day, managers and supervisors are part of the union. My career took took a hit for that. And so after about 21 years with the Department of Children and Family Services in the state of Illinois, working with SEIU, ASME, we parted ways, came here to Florida for like a reset, and stumbled into a campaign of now Orange County Commissioner Emily Bonilla. I didn't know her, she didn't know me. I was just kicking back in 2016, just checking out Florida, and got involved with her campaign and helped lead her to victory. And people started knocking on my door. I started a consulting firm in 2016 called Myers in Washington. I teamed up with a personal injury attorney, Steve Myers, and he's a big environmentalist. After years working with him, being successful, winning campaigns, becoming influential here in Central Florida, Steve said, David, you're doing all the work. I'm going to do my environmental stuff. I'm going to work with my law firm. Hey, run the show. So that was, what was it, Joel? About 2020, right?
2020?
Yeah, 2020. Joel and I met. I knew him when
When we
Joel,
met, 2016.
2016. I'm sorry, that's right,
We
2016. We
met
met
2016.
during the 2016 election. I was working on different campaign. You were working with Representative Micah, and that was when we first met. But in 2020, we got together and we formed what you have right now, Jay in Washington, and it's been very successful. And the influence in the community has grown for both of us, and we're looking to, get the best people with the best ideas representing their communities elected. And I love what I do. It's my second career, my first love, and one of the things that I pride ourselves on here at JW is that, and I brought this from M&W, Myers in Washington, is that we implement a level of behavioral science into what we do. And it makes us that much more the political innovators and gives us an edge in regards to our competitors, and also letting our clients know that this is serious. If you want to represent your communities, we're going to do it the right way, and we're going to do it with the best possible tools at our disposal, and make our communities better.
Awesome.
Holly, this is why he's the politician, because he
I
didn't even
can
answer your
see it.
question. But yes, he does. He does pride himself on the way he looks and presents himself. And yes, his personality is perfect for this. I mean,
Yeah,
now I
I
feel
can tell.
bad, so I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit.
Oh,
So he's
stop.
gonna take. He's always the one good on camera. But yes, this is where Jay and Washington Network, I think, is David's pet, because he does very well with it. And I think that that's where we hope to monetize in the future, is here communicating with
Yes.
the public, and
Yeah.
really showing that there's a different way to do business. Like you said, this is a people business, and we got to get more people involved.
Thank you, Holly. We know that your time and Amanda's time is very precious. We respect the fact that you took this time to spend with us and tell us more about yourself and No Labels. We really appreciate it. Amanda, thank you for bringing it all together. In closing, for our listeners and viewers,
Yeah.
Holly, is there more words of inspiration you can give to our community?
So two things that I like to call on for myself. One is I took Latin in high school, and I really don't remember much because my teacher was Italian, so he'd be lecturing and then he'd be like, no, that was Italian, never mind. So, but I do remember Libertas, the Roman goddess of liberty. And libertas in Latin means freedom to choose.
Yeah.
Okay. So anybody working against an American's right to have choices about who represents them is defying the very essence of freedom. And none of us should stand for that. That is one thing. And then to go back even a little further, maybe the same time, I don't know, because I'm not great at history. Plato said, engage in politics or be governed by those who do.
That's right.
And guess what, people? We're being governed by those who do. So we better all get into it.
Amen.
We got Amanda going in it. She's, she's not loving politics, but she feels called and compelled and is one of our greatest ambassadors for No Labels.
Toughest job I've ever.
Amanda,
No.
you're Gen Z, I presume, correct?
Millennial. Yeah.
Okay, millennial.
Millennial.
Okay.
She said she was in her 30s. So
89.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for someone of your generation and your experience now with No Labels, what can you impart to our audience, especially our younger listeners and viewers?
I would say don't give up on politics. We're getting to the point where we see more and more how much it governs our daily lives, and it's time to do something about it. We haven't had the best examples in Washington in our adult lifetime, and this is the one thing that makes sense to me. And if you feel like me, not really on either side and kind of lost in so many ways other than politics, definitely shoot me an email, check us out, like Holly said, and I think that's important.
Great. Thank you, Amanda.
awesome. Well, I do have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go. I was just going to make sure that I asked this question, so I have it online. When are we going to have you back, Holly? Because we would love to have you. We'd love to have you on our StreamYard. So
anytime you guys tell me, we'll work it out with Amanda. Happy to do it.
We really want to have you back. You blew all my questions away because you said very clearly that you were not a party, and we live in the party environment, so we know the structure of it. So now I have to come back with all these new questions, and I'm excited. So I just want to make sure that you're aware that we want to have you back. We're going to spread the word
I appreciate that.
so that that we're innovating, and David will host whatever show you guys come up with. We can kick C-SPAN to the curb after that. So
hey, I love C-SPAN.
But I really, final thoughts. We love to do final thoughts. So each one, my final thought is exactly that. You've blown my mind. You've opened my eyes. I just absolutely think that our viewers would get so much from this episode that we need to do our best to let people know what's going on out there.
Right. And my final word on this, my final thoughts is that there's so much opportunity, but so little time to take to learn more about what Amanda and what Holly had told us. And I'm just hoping that people will take the time to do their research and to exercise their civic duty and engage and learn, educate. So again, we really appreciate it. Hopefully at the latest, right after Super Tuesday, we could get together again and continue this conversation.
I want their final thoughts too, David.
I'm sorry.
Amanda, you go. What's your final thought?
My final thought is you can have a larger impact than you think.
Yeah, true.
And my final thought is, and I keep learning that this year, there's no substitute for showing up, right? Like you all have read about No Labels, you know, and heard about it, but it really does require us showing up, being present, answering tough questions. We welcome that anywhere we go. And so it just encourages and inspires us to keep, you know, having these conversations. And we're grateful to you both for giving us this platform. And we'll come back anytime you'll have us.
We appreciate it.
Listeners, make sure that you like, make sure that you share, make sure you subscribe, make sure that you're part of the conversation and do your research. Thank you very much. And this is another episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. There's another party out there. You can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
So we're happy about that, and just keep up the good work out there.
Thank
and
you.
We could talk all day, but you have a life to live, and you know, hey, I'm going to email you because I want to hear your comments. Please read the article. I just posted it.
Okay.
Maybe you have some thoughts on it, and maybe we can improve it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the work you're doing and for this dialogue. I think it's really important, actually.
Thank you.
You know,
We
I'm not good on
appreciate
television.
You are, but you know, I mean, you know, when you got it, you got it. You just got to acknowledge
classic.
it. Exactly.
He's the class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.